welcome back to the Creative Flies YouTube channel. Today I'm going to be taking you through how to take the Daher TBM 930 from a cold and dark state ready for taxi. So we're just going to hop straight into the cockpit and I'm going to show you how to do it. See you in a bit. Right, so now that we're in the cockpit, I'm going to show you how to do the startup. So we're just going to get straight into it. We've got just a quick run through. These are your regular Garmin G1000s, like most of the other small aircrafts in this game. So these are quite easy to use if you've used like the Cessna or the Diamond Aircraft DA62, you know, all those types. They're quite easy to use once you get used to them. So we're just going to get straight into it pretty much. One thing to note about these is that they do not have the autopilot and controls on the side. You actually have the autopilot panel up here, and you've got little screens up here as well which control it. So just take note of that. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So let's get started. So what you want to do first, you want to take this crash bar and you want to move that up to the top. You then want to go get the source and turn it onto battery or GPU. I normally just go straight to battery. And then you want to go and turn the generator onto main. Just clear those cautions. And then you can press this soft key to get your map display up. What we're then going to do is we are going to go and check our lights. So we're going to come down here, we're going to move that over to the side, we're going to do a de-ice test and a lights test. There we go. Right, so they are fine. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and turn on my cabin lights because it is fairly dark at Heathrow today because it's the evening. So I'm just going to turn them on so I can actually see what buttons I'm pressing. Right, so now we're going to go straight into the engine start. Normally at this point you might go to your ATC and you might request a departure for your IFR. One quick note is that this will automatically be set to the nav1 source, which you don't want if you're flying an IFR. You want to switch that, you want to press this button here until it says GPS like that, and then it should go purple. That means it's actually going to follow that route. If you don't do that, it just goes and flies in a random direction, and it's really annoying. I did that when I first started flying, and I couldn't figure out what was wrong with it. So we're going to go start the engine up now. So what we're going to do is we're going to go to the ignition and make sure that's already set to auto, which it should be if you've only just loaded up the aircraft. And you're going to go get your aux boost pump, and you're going to set that over to on, sorry, not auto. Then you want to go and get your starter, which is over here. You just want to pop it on for 2 seconds. That should do. And then the engine will start to spin. You want to come down here to your NG. Once that says 13, you want to come back to your throttle and just lift that up to low idle. Then you should see that NG and ITT start to rise. Once that gets up to a level sort of area, so basically once it stops going up, what you're going to do is you're going to come down to your throttle, you're going to bring it up to high idle, and then move it across into 0 throttle. So just wait for that to go stable, NG stable, just wait for the ITT. There we go. Now I'm just going to come down here, bring it up to high idle, and then over to 0 throttle. Just like that. And that's your engine started up. What I like to do at this stage is I like to give it a quick RPM test. So just bring the throttle up to about max. Just check the RPM, make sure that's alright, which it is. So I'm going to bring that back down to 0. Right, so now we have done all of that. The starter's already off. We can go set the aux boost pump up here to auto, just like so. And then we can go and set the fuel selector, which is this switch here, over to auto. Then we can press the shift select to test it. Next we're going to go and turn our AP trims on. If you don't turn this on, your plane won't be able to do autopilot. And then we can check that the generator is already set to main, which it is. We can then go turn our engine bleed on to auto or max diff. So I'm going to go with auto, which is just down there. That's just basically your cabin pressure. And then we can go and get ready for taxi. So what we're going to do is you want to turn on your pulse, nav and strobe, depending on how dark it is. and then obviously you've got your taxi lights. So normally at this point you'd be requesting your pushback. I'm not going to do that because I can't be bothered to do a pushback, so I'm just going to show you how to properly pull out. So what we're going to do is we're going to go and turn on the inertia separator down here, which basically just means that I think it's just something to do with debris going into the engine. Honestly, don't worry too much about it. And then you can obviously set your barometric pressure, which you normally do. Well, I like to do in pushback because I like to tune to the ATIS. And then what we're going to do is we are going to go set the lights to taxi, which I have just done. I'm going to release the parking brake, and then you just want to feather the throttle twice. Just feather the throttle, and then you can pull off. And then you can go ahead, fly away to wherever you're going, and that's pretty much it. Fairly easy aircraft once you get used to the low idle and high idle thing with the throttle there. And that one can be a bit confusing at the start, but honestly you get quite used to it. But no, yeah, that's it. That's pretty much the entire aircraft setup, and you can go and fly away. Obviously you've also got your autopilot panel up here, and yeah, that's about it. So I hope you have enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye guys.